Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports. We appreciate you for diving in. Make sure you're smashing shit out of that like button. We appreciate that. And welcome back. We haven't been live for a while. Been off coaching some football, and that has limited my time. And literally, honestly, needed a break from this game of YouTube and social media and all that stuff. So yeah, I needed a little bit of a break, and I took one. So here we are. What is up to our boy Sean in the house? What is up, Sean? Good to see you, man. We got to get Sean back on the show too now that we're live streaming again. Hopefully, we can make this an everyday thing again. Practice is usually, you know, 3 days a week right now during the season. So yeah, but that's we'll get back into the swing of things. Again, just needed a break, man. That's all, and appreciate it. And good to see Sean in the chat early. What is up? Zach Curry in the house. Hey, best Steelers chat on the web. Glad to have you back. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Truly appreciate that. Definitely, man. Thank you. Good to see you, Zach. Extra Black in the house. What's up, man? James Bauman. What's up? Thank you, man. Appreciate it, James. Definitely appreciate the love early from you guys. Definitely great to see OGs in the chat, people that have been here for a long time. Definitely popping right back into the chat since we haven't really been live for a couple weeks, really. But Jason needed to refresh, and here we are. And we're going to talk some Steelers football and dive back into that 53-man roster that Mike Tomlin and company are whittling down to. Some of the people may have surprised some of you, but I don't know if you've listened to Mike Drop Sports. I don't think a couple of them might not have surprised you, i.e., Mark Robinson. You know, a lot of people want to talk about Mark Robinson. We talked about it last summer. I told you guys then he did not fit here. Whether he's a good football player or not, that's neither here nor there. He just did not fit with the Pittsburgh Steelers. There was no way that he could find a definitive role, and that was Mark Robinson's problem. Yeah, he can play special teams, things of that nature, come in certain situational downs defensively. But we told you that last summer when there was so much hype from all these channels talking about all these people. Oh, Mark Robinson can fly around. He can do this. He can do that. I told you then. He did not fit with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was surprised he stuck around last year. I just don't think the guy fit. He couldn't find a place. He couldn't find a home. And it is what it is. I wish him the best, but that's the way it is, man. And Mark Robinson wasn't a surprise to me. Tell me what you guys think if Mark Robinson was a surprise to you. Also, we'll talk about the kickers and punters in that situation because that's going to be a good one to talk about here tonight, too. Let's say hello to our friends. Daniel Warman, what's up? Trey Hendrickson signed 1 year, 30 million. Great to see you, my friend. Great to see you too, man. He deserved it, Daniel. He was the heart and soul of that defense, if you ask me. If you look at the Cincinnati Bengals and you look at them defensively, it doesn't start unless the name Trey Hendrickson's on that defense. Point blank, period, in my eyes. I think he was worth the money. I think he was worth the money some time ago, and I think the Bengals should have ponied up. I mean, but that's the nature of the beast with the National Football League, with contract negotiations and these players wanting more money. You know, these teams try to win back some of that money in terms of tough negotiations. They don't want to give it all away. So good for Trey Hendrickson. Glad to see he got paid. I think that's a fair deal, too. If you look at where Hendrickson's been and you look at what he's done, $30 million is a lot of damn money. And that ranks up there in my eyes. So congratulations to him. And it definitely helps that Cincinnati Bengals defense in a big way. Without him, I felt like they were going to be absolutely in real trouble. Danny George, what's up? Hell yeah, glad you're back. Thank you, man. Good to see you, Danny George in the house, man. Good to see you, Danny. Armand, you are out of the cave. I was in Washington County while we're on retreat. At least, yeah. Oh, thanks, man. I didn't know you were in Washington County. Sorry, man. If I would have been on, I might have been able to catch you, but you should have threw a comment in there. I might have seen it. I really wasn't even checking YouTube, guys. Sadly, what's crazy is the longer I was off, the more subscribers I got, and my TikTok got bigger. Explain that, I don't know. But yeah, Jason needed a break, but I am definitely glad to be back with all of you here tonight. AK Davis, what's up? I've been away too, man. Definitely, I've been away, and I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad to be back with you guys. Good to see you, AK. Craig Werlow in the house. Jacoby Myers, Raiders wide receiver, requested a trade. Last year, 87 catches for 1,027 yards and 4 touchdowns. I wouldn't mind him. Jacoby Myers is an interesting target, Craig, and I agree with you. And he does seem to want out of Las Vegas. Who wouldn't want out of Las Vegas? Um, that's just my opinion, but that would be an interesting target because the Steelers do need to add somebody, in my opinion. I think that that's the next move here. I think it's somebody that's got to be like a Jacoby Myers type player, if you ask me. It doesn't need to be a superstar. It needs to be somebody that can do those things. 87 catches, 80 or 80 to 90 catches. That's a lot of catches, man. That's a lot of production inside of a season, more than people may think. And the 4 touchdowns, that's big. 4 or 5 touchdowns, that could equate to a couple wins, man. So definitely a Jacoby Myers type receiver would be very interesting to add to this Pittsburgh Steelers team, man. Extra Black, Loudermilk still on the team. As of what I know right now, yeah, from looking at my list, and now that may have changed in the last 10 minutes because, guys, tomorrow at 4 p.m. is when they have to be down to that 53-man roster. So the situation is forever changing here really quickly. It's just going to keep changing. Players are going to be released, and that's how it's going to be. I do want to hear what your thoughts are, guys, on Mark Robinson. That's a big one. And also punter Cam Johnston has been told that he is going to be released also. But we'll see. Maybe they could get a trade out of him. And also Ben Stalls, the kicker out of Pitt, or Ben Stalls, the kicker out of the University of Pittsburgh, who played really well this preseason, definitely is going to be let go because they have the Boz. The Wizard of Boz isn't going nowhere. We knew that. But maybe they can turn some of these guys into picks before they release them. Maybe somebody doesn't want that player to hit the free agency market or be released, by the Steelers and become available to everybody. And maybe they want to gobble that player up perhaps before they hit the market and they offer the Steelers a 7th or 6th round pick, something like that. And that's big, if you ask me, because some of those 6th, 7th round picks turn into something special, and you never know which one it's going to be. But the more picks you collect, the better off you're going to be in the next year. Extra Black, I'm surprised they couldn't at least trade Cam Johnson. Guys, these guys aren't officially released just yet. Some of these guys have been told they're going to get released, and they're going to hold on to them until the bitter end. If they can't trade them, then yes, they will be released. But Extra Black took the words out of my mouth. Exactly. They're going to be traded if they can. If they find a suitor for some of these players, you will see them be traded. Sean says, I am so pumped to see Y.A. Black stuff. Derrick Henry, let's go. That's an interesting topic of conversation, Sean, and you bring up a good point here. When you talk about Y.A. Black, guys, people talk about the surprise of the preseason. Y.A. Black. If you listen to Mike Drop Sports, he wasn't a surprise to you because we told you he was going to be a good ball player. I didn't say he was going to be a superstar or anything like that. I didn't give any crazy predictions, but I told you he was going to be a very, very good ball player. And with Derek Harmon, that was going to be a very, very good duo to add to this defense. We all knew that. That wasn't a surprise to anybody that knows ball, in my opinion. Y.A. Black was the guy coming into camp that you knew was going to be on this football team, that you knew could have the potential to be a major contributor. The man is massive. The man is good. And he's a hell of a ball player, in my opinion. And everybody wants to talk about the Y.A. Black or the Derek Harmon injury. And yes, that's significant because I think Derek Harmon was going to be a contributor bright and early. But you'll get him back, I'd say 3-4 weeks here. Knee sprains are difficult to really tell people heal differently in different speeds. So you look at that and you say, Y.A. Black can come in there and give you a lot of production. But what makes this a little bit different now is Keanu Benton with that upper body injury, uncertain. Doubtful right now for week one against the New Jersey Jets. And that could pose a little bit of an issue. But in my opinion, I think Y.A. Black will be able to hold the fort down with Cameron Hayward and provide some really solid reps for the Pittsburgh Steelers and get them through until the reinforcements come back. You've seen Keanu Benton be out of position for the Pittsburgh Steelers, really. He shouldn't be playing that nose tech. He should not be playing that position. He should not be doing that. He is not built for that position. But you look at a guy like Y.A. Black, I think he could be more productive filling in a role for Keanu Benton, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think Y.A. Black might be way more productive than a guy like Keanu Benton right now. So is that really a subtraction? No, I think it gives an opportunity, in my opinion, to Y.A. Black, whom I think fits better than Keanu Benton, who I love. I love Keanu Benton. I think he's a good ball player, but I just don't think he fits what they want him to do at times. And I think Y.A. Black could fit that role way, way better. Let's go with James Bauman. How's Suns team doing? My kids' team's 2-0. Haven't let up any points yet. James, we're 2-0, and we haven't given up a touchdown yet either. We haven't given up any points yet either, and that's pretty good, and I'm pretty proud of that. We're going to try to pitch a shutout for this season, but no, we are 2-0 also. Two pretty dominating wins. We don't go out there and really embarrass anybody. We kind of slow down a little bit. So we'll jump out and get on them a little bit, and then we'll kind of roll it back a little. But yeah, definitely two good wins, and we're off now for a few weeks. We don't have a game for 2 weeks in a row, and then the third week we'll have a game because of Labor Day, and we have a built-in bye there just due to scheduling. So we're going to be able to be fully healthy, get back into the swing of things. And then we have an away game that we have to travel 2 hours away for. So I will warn you guys of that game right now. That will be the September 14th game, I believe, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If they play on Sunday, and I haven't looked at the schedule, I'm going to have to look and see exactly what time they play and how that all works out. But I will be traveling with my son's football team because I coach, and two, I'm going to go watch him no matter what. So, definitely that one will be a little bit of a weird thing for us because we will be traveling Saturday night and staying overnight there and then coming back Sunday. So I will probably miss the Steeler game, but my kid's only little once, and I'm not going to miss those games for a Steelers game. Craig Werlow, Amari Cooper signed with the Raiders. That is curious since Jacoby asked for a trade just like an hour before Amari signed. Absolutely, yeah, Craig. I agree. And I think that Myers could be a guy that is brought in. I think that is definitely something that could happen. Extra Black likes Jacoby Myers. I do too, man. I think he could be definitely somebody that adds something and adds some real depth to the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion. Armand Perone says, "Wow, Johnson gone. He was making $3 million a year, but new punter healthier, maybe a 7th rounder for him." Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. You want to try to turn some of these guys into picks. That's the big way big thing when you're trying to handle some of these players that you're going to release. Players that are good enough to be on your football team, but you have somebody that edged them out, that won a competition. And Corliss Waitman really was a ball player last year for the Steelers at the punter position. Did really, really well when asked to do what he had to do. Step in for Cameron Johnson after the first week of the season. And he did. And he stepped in a big way. And the Steelers have seen Corliss Waitman over the last couple seasons. And they like what they see. And Corliss Waitman won that job. I love Johnson. I thought he was a hell of a punter. He was making a substantial amount of money. But however, sometimes you just part ways. And definitely, I think the Steelers made the right choice here due to younger, healthier. Definitely, that played a role. But I definitely like the Steelers' move there with Corliss Waitman. Zaw Curry, any news on Derek Harmon? Derek Harmon's going to be out probably till, I'll say he comes back week 4 is when I think he makes a return. I think he makes a return against the Minnesota Vikings. I do believe that's when that game will be going on. I believe that Ireland game is when I'm looking for Harmon to come back. Now, that might be a little bit of a weird time. So maybe you don't see him until the following game. Why? Because the Steelers may not really want to travel the whole way to Ireland and bring him back then. Maybe that's plays into not bringing him back, perhaps due to the fact that you're traveling. Maybe he comes back week 3, and then it'll be okay. I seem to believe week 4 is the timetable, and I believe I believe that's the Minnesota game. I don't have the schedule right in front of me. Extra black, Malik Harris. I really don't see the upgrade with him. I don't either. But it is what it is. I don't see the upgrade. So will Cam play week 1? Cam Hayward. Oh, that situation pisses me off. I don't know. I haven't even been paying attention to it because it irritates me. And it's not because he wants more money, it's the timing in which he wants more money. And I don't want to hear, I told him I was going to come back to the table. Bullshit. But he signed a deal last year. I don't like that at all. And it's not even like I don't want to hear, oh, well, TJ had a year left on his deal and he came to the table. He still wanted it. No, this is a little bit different. This is a guy at the end of his career who just got an extension that he battled for. He played well. But guess what? You're making a lot of money, bro. I don't care where you rank on the pay scale of players that are 10 years fucking younger than you. That doesn't matter to me. And if I'm the Steelers, I don't play that game. I really don't. Does he play week 1? I don't care. I hate to say that. I'd rather lose a game than cater to some of the bullshit that some of these players pull. And it's not just Cam. It's just not Cam. Other players do it too. This is just an example, and I don't like the way he's handling it. If you wanted more money, you should have asked for the money last year. You should have worked it out last year when you signed that new deal. Guess what? You didn't. Play your shit. Figure it out. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. But here's the thing. Let him sit out. Who cares? You don't get paid and you don't go nowhere. You're not going anywhere else to play. What's up, Big JD in the house? It's good to see you guys. Good to see you, JD. Let me get a drink, guys. I haven't talked like this in a long time, so Jason's a little bit hoarse already. Craig Werler says Dolphins lost their kicker for 4 to 5 weeks, thinking they could have tried trading Sauls for them. Yeah, he's not officially cut just yet, guys. They told him he will be cut if he isn't traded by the deadline. So just because you see a player is going to be cut doesn't mean that they are officially cut just yet. I want you guys to keep that in mind because they will try to trade a lot of these players up until the deadline. You know what I mean? They're not going to just sit there and say a player that could have made their roster, we'll just get rid of him and cut him. They want to try to turn that into something. So that may be a possibility, Craig. And that may be something you see come out before tomorrow's 4 o'clock deadline. James Bauman, Fatanu looked like the real deal, and Jones looked comfortable at left tackle. Guys, I like it. The Steelers didn't go out there and put on a show, but you know what? I don't care. It's the preseason. And if you fall into the bullshit of the preseason to where you get overly high or overly low, you're asking for trouble. We've seen the Steelers go undefeated, score on every fucking offensive drive. They touch the ball with Kenny Pickett and come out looking like idiots, looking like they don't know what's going on. We've seen that happen. We've seen them look special, and not look good when they come out. We've seen them look bad and come out and look like world beaters. We've seen all of it. We've seen every end of the spectrum. But guess what? I've said it over and over. Don't get too high on the preseason. Don't get too low on the preseason, especially now that it's only 3 weeks, especially now that all the cuts are done in one clip. I don't think everybody realizes preseason sometimes. They're running the same plays over and over and over again. Why? because they're comparing players, guys. They are looking at players and they want to see exact situations. They want to see players in exact situations over and over and over again so they can properly compare talent versus talent, player versus player, and get a real accurate assessment. Well, as accurate as they can possibly get as an assessment. That's why preseason football kind of fucking sucks for the layperson. Let's be real honest. If you're not really into the X's and O's and you're not really into roster building and all that stuff, preseason kind of sucks. Me, for real, to be honest with you guys, I don't care about the preseason that much. Give me the 53 man roster. Let me see it. Let me analyze it. And let me go from there. That's what I don't really care about the preseason. I think the preseason is a complete and utter waste of time for the real roster that's going to be put out there. I get it. You might find a player here or there, diamond in the rough. You're evaluating some of them players. But 95% of that roster, you knew what it was going to be before it ever even come out or before any of these players ever even got cut. You knew what was going to be on the roster. There's that wonky 5%. Okay, great. Yay. So interesting. Thanks. Matt Burton, Cam got a hometown deal last year and was overpaid then. I don't think he was overpaid. I just think he needs to just shut up, is my opinion. I agree, Zod is petty. Sean says, it's mind boggling to me how the Steelers are projected to place third in the division again. How do these so called analysts continue to spew garbage out year after year? Or year in, year out. I don't know, Sean. I really don't know. Because I got to say this, and this isn't to toot my own horn. I'm right way more than some of these other people, and they get paid big bucks to do what they do. That was another thing that I needed a break from was the YouTube algorithm. It's like terrible. You'll see some of these shows that get pushed out there, and you're like, how, how, why? But it does. It is what it is. So I needed a break from the YouTube algorithm. And I'm not talking about any one particular Steelers podcast or anything like that. I'm just talking about YouTube in general. You just see some of the shit that's pushed out there and you're like, oh my God. So the algorithm sometimes like makes your head want to explode. So I needed a break from that. And I'm reset again to where I don't care. I'm not trying to pursue any certain goal. I'm just rolling with it, and whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna tell the fucking truth, whether people like it or not. And back to more of the old Jason and the way it is. So I don't know how these guys can spew garbage. Wow, I look like I was bald there on the camera. I'm not really bald, guys. I just got my hair cut and I had it all pushed up from the hat. Armand says Hayward's agent could have easily put a $3 million bonus clause for making Pro Bowl. Rodgers jabbed at Cam in their interview. Yeah, I would have too, Armand. I would have jabbed at him too because it's ridiculous. And Aaron knows that this is a football team that gets along well, a football team that definitely has something special in that building, whether people want to give them credit for it in the preseason or early projections or not. This football team is a football team that's together, and that's a big variable that a lot of people discount. A lot of people don't take those internal variables and really add them to the equation, and that's a problem. And that's why a lot of these big name analysts out there, a lot of these big name so-called expert NFL insider, whatever the fuck you want to call them, whatever title they want to give themselves that day, they're wrong 90% of the time. They don't look at teams intimately. And I've told you that, guys, over and over. And that's what leads back to Sean's conversation. These people don't look at football teams intimately. You can't give an accurate assessment of anything unless you really truly look at every piece of it, every variable of it. And I try to say that over and over. But a lot of people don't really listen to that. People will often come in the chat and be like, what do you think this team's going to do? What do you think that this team or that team's going to do this season? I can't give you that assessment. Why? Because I don't accurately watch them all the time. I don't intimately watch them all the time. I don't sit down and look at all the nuts and bolts of that football team. So I can't give you a real assessment. I can give you a vague assessment of it, and a real. And when I do, if I do spit out a number, it's a complete and utter guess. It's nothing of real value. When I tell you something about the Steelers, it's because I watch it. It's because I know it and I look at it and I talk about it and I see the football team day in and day out that way. So it's definitely a lot easier to give my projection or prediction there. But you're right. Cam could have easily done that, and I'm not sure why he didn't. I'm not sure. Maybe the Steelers weren't willing to do it. But guess what? You're 36 years old, bro. Be happy you're making what the hell you're making. Lots of fucking money. 14.75 million. I do believe I had it wrote down here somewhere, man. Somewhere I had Hayward signed a 2-year, $29 million extension last offseason that paid him $14.7 million at signing. Was just paid in March another 13.45 million in a roster bonus. And he's bitching about, guess what, guys? He's only gonna make another $1.3 million this season. Well, boo fucking who, bro? You just made 14 million in March. I think you're good, bro. I think they paid you for the fucking year. Bring your fat ass out there and start getting to work. That's what I say. That's what I say, Cam. Just a thought. You got the 14 milli. I think you're good, bro. You got 14.75 million less than 2 years ago, less than a year and a half ago. You just got that. So basically, in less than 2 years, way less than 2 years, about a year's time, you have basically got what? 13, 14. You have gotten 27 mil, over almost 28 million, over 28 million. So basically, you have $1.3 million left on that contract. You've basically got paid for a year's worth of work, $29 million. Basically. Basically, right now as it sits. And you're bitching about that. Make it make sense, my friends. Make it make sense. Craig asks, is the deadline at 4 tomorrow? Yeah, 4 p.m. tomorrow, Craig. Extra black. So what is the criteria they base Mason number 2 over Skylar? Are they going off preseason performance or what do they do in practice? I think everything extra black is going to go into that decision, no doubt. And I think what goes into that more than anything, to be real, is the familiarity that they have with Mason Rudolph. They've had Mason inside of the building for many years. So I think that plays a big role into that decision. I think Skylar Thompson played his ass off in the preseason, but let's be honest about that performance. Guys, it's going against players that are bagging groceries this week, that are going to not be in the NFL by 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So let's be honest about that assessment. Did he play well? Well, abso-freaking-lutely, he played really well, really well. But if you look at what Mason and Skylar have done over their NFL careers, and you take into maybe practice reps variable, you take in the preseason reps in the games, you take all these things in, and I think what the deciding factor is there that Skylar really was in a position that he couldn't overcome and push his way into that number 2 role was the familiarity that the Steelers have with Mason Rudolph. And I know you probably shouldn't put too much stock into the 2023 season where Mason Rudolph was really hot for those 4 games. But I think the Steelers, that's something that Skylar Thompson was not able to overcome. And again, we have to be honest about the assessment of Skylar Thompson. You're playing against players that really are players that don't matter, players that aren't going to really move the needle in terms of a player's play against them. How many corners will the Steelers keep? Shit, man, I don't know. They just cut 2. Daryl Porter Jr. and Deshaun Johnson. or Deshaun Jameson, right? Yeah, Deshaun Jameson. So they just cut those guys. So I'm not sure exactly how many they keep. But you know for sure you're Slay, Porter Jr. There's two. Uh, you're gonna classify Ramsey as a corner. Three. Maybe you classify him as a safety. I don't know how they word that or put that on the roster to adjust their numbers. Maybe they put Ramsey as a safety. I don't know. I don't know how they do that on the roster, shuffling people around. So there's four right there. Wait, Porter, Slay, Ramsey, Eccles, definitely, no doubt. There's four right there off the top of your head. Bam. You're looking at these players, and definitely, I'm not sure exactly how many they're going to keep. And again, I don't really play the numbers game. I kind of just let it flow and see how it goes. But we'll see. I'm not sure exactly the number they'll keep, but definitely, I think they're going to have a good group. Challenger 22. What's up, man? Do you think Skylar Thompson gets cut? No, I think he'll be the third for now, and then I think they'll try to hide him on the practice squad or something when Will Howard's healthy. That's how I think it's going to work. So that's just how it goes now. Who are you talking about, man? I wonder if I can delete you. No, I can't. Maybe a moderator. I don't know who you are, dude, but you're a little bit on my nerves. What's up, Za in the house? With the emojis. Challenger 22. Preseason isn't for the fans, it's for the younger players trying to make the team. Yeah, it is what it is. And right now, I just think that there's really limited opportunity, and I think that that's why preseason's just really boring, and it's something that a lot of fans don't connect with. Challenger says, very disappointed in Cam. Guy is supposed to be a leader, but seems more like a hypocrite now. Yeah, and when we talk about Cam Hayward, he talks about winning Super Bowls and leaving a legacy and all that. If winning a championship was the forefront of your mind, on the forefront of your mind and your main focus, and that right now at 36 years old, in the winter of your career, that winning a Super Bowl is supposed to mean everything. Getting $29 million over a year's time should suffice to get you through 2 years time period after you've made well over $150 million in your career. I think that you can live. I think you'll be okay. I think your family will have generational wealth. I think that if those things, being a champion, going down in Steelers history as a champion, winning playoff games, being competitive, if those things mattered more than anything else, this wouldn't be an issue. And that's just my thoughts on the Cam Hayward situation. And again, I tuned it out. I really, frankly, don't care. And if fans go, oh God, say he doesn't play or something. And I personally don't care, guys. I really don't. I think Cam Hayward right now, I think he does amazing things in the community. I love that. I applaud that. And I love Cam Hayward. I have a Cam Hayward jersey, but this really turns me off from Cam Hayward. $29 million over a year's time. He got, literally, guys, March, he got $13.45 million in March. That's almost 14 million, 13.5 million he got in March, just this March. And when he signed that deal, right when he signed it, he got $14.7 million. So from that day last summer to now, this summer, he's gotten $29 million and he can't play out this season. Make it make sense. If winning was what mattered to him, make it make sense. Let's see. Craig Warlow, think they should look for another tackle for insurance just in case. Yeah, I think they're going to look for a lot of players. When you look at the cut downs and the waiver wires, and you'll see some moves. The moves aren't done yet, man. People are talking about how old the defense is in Pittsburgh. I don't see a washed up defense, bro. I see a group of men who are ready to prove there is plenty of gas left in the tank with a high IQ. That was from Sean. I think this is going to be a phenomenal defense, guys. I think this defense will be a top three defensive in this league. I think the Steelers definitely will kick some major ass defensively this year. And the question is, how good will the offense be? Will they be able to help the defense? Because any defense that's really, really good can't overcome being left hung out to dry, guys. And what I mean by that is you can't constantly be on the football field and expect to stay healthy. You can't constantly be on the football field and expect to be elite. You just can't. Good defenses, elite defenses, usually are coupled with really good offenses. Why? Because the best defense is not being out there. That's the best defense, guys. That's what keeps their numbers good. That's what makes elite defenses. Right there. That's what makes elite defenses. My Floyd is pink. 79. What's up, Jason? Sad we let Mark Robinson go. Guys, he didn't fit. I told you that last summer. And what's up, my Floyd is pink? Good to see you, man. I don't think it's sad. I don't think he fit here. I don't think he was a player that matched the Steelers' scheme. I just don't. He can never find a position. Thank you, Challenger. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Zaza. All right, guys. We've been going for about 35 minutes here. We are back here at Mike Drop Sports. So make sure you are supporting the show by liking, sharing, all that good stuff. And honestly, guys, I'm probably going to quit saying that liking, sharing, all that shit too, because honestly, I really don't give a fuck. I hate to say it, I don't care anymore. Again, that's why another reason I took a little bit of a break, because YouTube's algorithm and all that shit was just like really irritating me. And I was tired of worrying about that stuff, and it was wearing me down. It was making me not want to do it, really. It was, well, just a little story time here while we're live. And a lot of you that, watch every day and talk and the chat, and definitely have become more family here in this community, no doubt about it. But literally, I literally was that close to just not ever doing it again. And it's just because of the amount of work that I put into it, uh, and bust my ass, and really try to do really good things and try to upgrade, and the money I put into it, I just couldn't see a return on it, and it was starting to really annoy me, and I was starting to lose my love for it, and that was starting to annoy me. And coaching football was taking a lot of my time, and it still will. But man, was it really just starting to bother me a great deal, and it was starting to weigh me down in my personal, just walking around type life. So I needed to step away from that. So there's going to be a new approach for me here, and it's the I don't give a fuck type attitude. And I hate to be like that a lot of the times, but it's authentic, it's real, it's truthful. It is what it is, and I really don't care anymore. If I offend somebody, I don't care. If somebody reports me for something, it doesn't matter. I just want to do this, and I enjoy it with you guys. And but man, was I so close to just not doing it, man. It was just not worth it, no doubt about it. And again, the algorithm is so screwy. I don't even understand it. I really don't. Because some of the shit that you see out there in YouTube land, it makes you wonder. It makes you scratch your head. Matt Burton, Robinson should go to a 4-3 defense. Yeah, maybe he fits better there, no doubt. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad athlete. I'm not saying he's a bad ball player. He definitely just didn't fit in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. Craig Werlow, everybody needs a break once in a while. Glad you're back. Thanks, Craig. I appreciate that. You're right about that. Zah says, yeah, man, no doubt. And I love it. No, be yourself. Snowflakes can leave. Yeah, I'm not in, I ain't catering to nothing. And I've started that kind of in my personal life too, to where, I don't say much. And I don't try to like start no issues or anything with anybody, but man, yeah, there's only so much I'm going to tolerate before I'm calmly just going to tell you. That's just the way it's got to be, man. I'm a very nice dude. I try to get along with everybody. I try to be cool with everybody, but man, some people just fucking annoy you. No doubt about it. But definitely good to be back with you guys. Armand, I was guessing that your corner man threw in the white towel. Nah, I usually I've never really quit too much stuff. So in my life. So that was going to be a big decision quitting it because I put a lot of years work into this. A lot. You know, yeah, I don't have 20,000 or 50,000 subscribers or anything like that. But really, I don't care. I put the work in because I liked it, and that's what I have to get back to, you know. So definitely where we're at now. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and 100% some people are. Yeah, dude, no doubt, man. No doubt. I learned that this weekend at a football game. No doubt about that. Some people, no matter how cool you are to them, they just try to push your buttons and take advantage, you know? They just complain and complain and bitch and just think you're going to keep folding and just keep letting them do it. Wrong. Not this dude, anyway. Not this dude. All right, guys. Any last comments, questions, and concerns? Go ahead and throw them in the chat. This was a good start. We will be back tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we will be on because practice should end at 7:30. So we will be on at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. That's when we'll be on. Tomorrow at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the only way that will change is if I decide to do the live earlier in the day. I don't really like to do that because I feel a lot of people are working and doing that kind of stuff. So I don't like to have lives too early. So yeah, definitely check us out because I think 8:15 is going to be our honey hole for right now on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's when I have football, and every other day we'll do 6 p.m. So that'll give everybody an opportunity to join in and bullshit football with us. James, you will be at 10K by season end at least. Yeah, man, I hope. Sadly, that's not even what matters here on YouTube, though. You know, you could have one subscriber. If you got 1 million views, that's what, you know, that's the name of the game, is the views, you know. But definitely, you need the subscribers to get monetized and all that. So, and I'm thankful for all my subscribers because I'm glad, you know, a lot of channels have a lot of subscribers, but I feel like we got a solid group of people here in our, close to 5,000 subscribers. So definitely, I feel like we got a solid group, dude, and I love it. Thanks, Craig. You take care too, man. Appreciate that. Sean, I appreciate all the work and info you bring to the table. Jason, thank you, bro. Appreciate it, Sean. Thank you, man. And definitely now that the season started, Sean's got to find some time too, Jason, and we'll get back on to having some good conversation, some laid back, fun stuff for you guys to watch. Last season, I felt like Sean and I had a couple good live sessions where we had, you know, like 4,000 or 5,000 views and stuff on them. So that was really cool. So maybe we'll do some of that this season and have some really good shows. James, how many parents are ready to slap up? Are you ready to slap upside the head parents or why I quit coaching? To be honest, this year, none, zero, and that I know that's crazy, none, none at all. I can't think of one. I literally cannot think of one right now that has done that. No, none. Well, I gotta say we have a good group right now. I've been lucky the last few years in basketball too. When I coach basketball for my son, I've been lucky and had the parents I've had have been really cool. Nobody's bitched, nobody's complained. It's just been really, really cool. So definitely none right now, and that's actually a rarity in youth sports, no doubt about it. All right, guys. So I will leave you with the intro, outro, and I'm going to be peacing out of here and getting up out of here. So I appreciate you all for joining us. But until tomorrow, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. Peace, my friends.
Power takes an approach as a coach. Let's go. Let's go.
It's a field back block, and that's